Hello, streaming to you. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. And I'm celebrating 1 year of using the incredible X39. So 365 days. That's with this here, right here. Activating my innate healing ability and reaping the benefits from rapid pain relief and reduced inflammation, which is one of the benefits of 6 that I talk about regularly, and I'm going to talk about this more today. So, Brian, big Brian Shaw. I see today he writes, what are you working on today? Well, I already talked about or shown you what I'm going to do today, which is working on push exercises. And got me thinking a little bit. I thought, rapid pain relief and inflammation. I know Brian Shaw. He likes to chase the pump. He's a humble guy. He likes to be humbled. So Brian, if you are listening, I challenge you to click on the link and order yourself a vibration plate that can manage up to 500 pounds of weight. And get yourself some bands like this. This is an old bar I bought it a long time ago. You can get an equivalent one directly from Body Elastics. I don't know how much weight it can support, but what I'm thinking, I know you like a good squat. Try it with the vibration plate and tell me if it's going to make your legs scream like it hasn't screamed before. Because I will be the first to tell you, it's not comfortable. And your muscle doesn't know any numbers, but it knows what resistance feels like. So, I'm a small guy, right? I'm 5'10", 5'11". You're the tower of power. Something like this, with these bands, like this, load them up onto this, attach them to your feet, use the ankle straps or the door anchors like how I show you, and squat with this with the vibration plate and tell me if your legs are going to scream. And if you experience the pain that you're chasing, you're going to know that I'm telling you it works, because the vibration adds another development, another another element of what it doesn't know. And when you add the resistance plus the vibration, it's incredible how it feels. Now, I know you got a vibration plate at home or in your gym already. Use that if you're standing on it. I don't know if it's strong enough for your weight, if it's an industrial size, but the models I know from Life Pro, as you see in the link, there's a newest, latest one that can support up to 500 pounds. So you're a big dude. If it can handle you, add the bands like you see here, as many as you want. When you split them in half like this, this is the 30-pound band. You can get 40 pounds. Anchor them up, load them up, attach them to your feet, and squat on the vibration plate. And let me know how it feels. Now, apply that principle to any other muscle group, and you'll see it works. It gives your body a shock. You want to shock it in order for it to respond. Today, are you doing, bent over rows with the Smith machine, loading up the bar, and ask you a question: what percentage of type 2 muscles, or what's the ratio of type 2 do you think you have? Type 2 is explosive power. You can only live so many times before the type 2 just done. What about type 1? Do you have the strength in type 1? You'll either have higher ratio one or the other, right? So people who are in calisthenics, I think, are probably higher ratio of type 1 muscle fibers, because it's holding the position, right? So if you can't do calisthenics, like Iron Cross, well then you know you got type 2, I think. But maybe I'm wrong. Just need to develop the type 1s. So how do you do it? Well, vibration is one way you can do that. Force the muscle to really respond. Can it change the characteristics of your muscle fiber ratio? It's a good question. You don't know until you start training it with the vibration and include heavy resistance. So I show you how to do it. I give you the clues. And that's my challenge to you. I know you like a good challenge. If you're listening, try it. I want to see it. I'm sure we'd all enjoy seeing it. And today on LinkedIn, I post about more rapid pain relief. And let's see if I can, find it here. See if I can find the post. It's me, my actual account. I don't hide behind anything. So I reposted this here, where an older guy takes the patches and he writes here. You can see last week, the guy writes here, I've had arthritis in my spine for years and have been on many pain medications. As I've now aged into my late 60s, it's gotten worse, like way worse. He said, I started patching in November of 2024 and used 3 sets of the patches. So he's using Ice Wave, I believe, because it's the tan and the white, which in Canada we have the French writing because of the French law. And I'm sure your friend Devin knows a lot about it. He probably makes a funny joke. Buying the loot. So here we go. There's the tan, there's the white. So obviously this guy here is using that, and he says it does the trick. And he's probably wearing, I think, the X39 at the top of his spine. So at the base of his neck, like right here. And then puts the Ice Wave down the back. And he gets the relief. Now, is that bizarre? Well, when it taps into your bioenergy of the body, it's gonna do things. So can it work for a big man like Brian Shaw? I'm sure he's had a few injuries through the course of his life. And I'm sure he wants to probably make sure that he, has longevity as well. So how do you achieve that? Well, he's doing one thing right by making sure that he's activating the 78. And when I say 78, he's resetting and regenerating the 78 known DNA genes that trigger a response in the body. Right? But when there's over several thousand more, some doctors say it's 4,000 DNA genes, how do you activate the balance? Well, you use your innate healing ability that you're born with. Just want to make sure that it doesn't go dormant as you age. So what do? Well, you use your friend, the X39, right there. And you wear it like I am. So yesterday you saw me struggle with doing the bicep curls, and I was doing the straight arm lat pull downs. So working the rhomboids and the scapula, and just a different feel, and I could feel it a little bit today. So years ago, I actually had a muscle cramp so severe. It happened in the most bizarre place, on the trampoline of all places. I was jumping with some people. My kids, my nephew. And somehow the three of us, I got double bounced. And I went, oop! I kind of just tried to brace myself. And in doing so, the neck went like this. It cramped. Really severe. The worst it's ever been. And being in this place where I thought it would never happen, it happened. And I couldn't sleep that night. I didn't sleep nothing that night. And fast forward to, today. Now, this was back in 2023 when it happened. So, not long before, implementing this. And have I been thinking about that muscle cramp that I had in the neck? Yeah, I have been. And yesterday, doing the straight arm activates the area of the trapezius and the rhomboids. And I'm like, oh, this it's like this close. I can feel that remnants of it. So I'm going to be careful going forward to make sure that, one, I don't re-injure myself, but make sure I stay consistent with the X39 to help my body repair itself. Because I think what I did was I stimulated a little bit of muscle activation in that area where the neck, where the muscle, and I'm going to be I will be keeping an eye on it, to say the least. But for all those people out there that have muscle aches and pains, chronic pains, whether it's in the joint and so forth, if you have inflammation, then the AEON, the AEON patch is your friend, because what happens is it allows the change of the energy in the joint and so forth, and allows the healing cells, when you utilize it together with the X39, it allows the energy to flow into those areas that are inflamed. So the AEON is known as the master inflammatory patch. So when you reduce the inflammation, it allows the healing cells to penetrate. And that when you combine this with the AEON, I don't have the actual package with me. However, when you combine the two together, it is very well documented that they work. So if you have these kind of situations, a sore shoulder, bum shoulder, or a bum knee, or bum hip, or a foot, right? Hands, wrists, like any joint, anywhere where you have the joints, you combine the two together and you can experience rapid pain relief and reduced inflammation. So I wouldn't be sharing this with you if the opportunity didn't exist. And you don't know until you try it. Now, keep in mind that in order to reap the full benefits of the use of the X39, the X49, having a healthy lifestyle is also important to support that. Now, when I talk about drinking the cleanest and most absorbable water possible, that's going to assist and make this work. Because when you drink the cleanest water, what happens is that your digestive system, specifically gastric juice or stomach acids, actually increase in concentration. And that is very important because your body needs to have the 3 aminos that I talk about right here, the 3 aminos, which are glycine, histidine, and lysine. Lysine, those 3 amino acids, when they get broken down by the proteins you eat and the vegetables that you eat, the foods, real foods, your body's going to synthesize them and break them down. And then the X39 says, it's the tap on the shoulder. If you're a big man like Brian Shaw, he's going to go like this. Brian, guess what's going to happen? It's going to activate the process of natural synthesization of those 3 aminos and to form the GHK. And when you have copper that gets infused into the cleanest and most absorbable, guess what happens? They go, like magnets. and then it forms the GHKCU naturally. So you don't need to inject it. If anybody says you have to inject it, really, then you're not fixing the problem. You're just masking it. You're not fixing the problem longevity-wise, because your body's going to get used to that compensation. Much like it does when you're doing lifting heavy weights. Your body's going to adjust, and it's going to happen instantly. You don't even have to think about it. It happens. Because when things are uncomfortable, especially if you're lifting, you're going to compensate. Unless you're looking in a mirror, correcting your form. I know Brian knows about this. I know about it because it happens here when things are not comfortable. But my point is, back to the aminos. There's also the AHK, which is alanine, histidine, and lysine. When it combines with copper, it's harder to detect inside the blood, as David Schmidt talks about. That increases your performance. So Brian, you want to have that performance and longevity when you're doing your arm pulls? How about Devin? I'm sure you guys want that. Then if anybody else, if your competition is doing it, if they're using the same things, gotta match up, right? And then after that, it's about physical characteristics, right? So, it's like if you're the size of Usain Bolt, he's a sprinter, world record holder, right? If I wanted to beat him at sprinting, I have to move my legs faster than he moves his longer legs, essentially, right? Or I have to be the same height and then move my legs faster than him, and then I'll be able to beat him. But how do you do it? Naturally. This is one way you can. And top it with the cleanest and most absorbable water that you can drink. This water is deuterium free with a hydrogen bond angle of 114 degrees. People say, oh, it's snake oil. It ain't snake oil when I'm hitting over 200 here. And then hitting failure, right? Doesn't matter. With the vibration and still finding energy from the ATP that it provides. Hydrogen is the power source for the ATP. I don't care what anybody says. Because I could tell you, I feel the difference. When the hydrogen is the cleanest and most absorbable, it's flammable. How flammable is it inside the body? Gee, I wonder. So that's my spiel for today. And here are the benefits. This is number 2 of 6. Yesterday was the improving mental clarity and focus. I provided some examples for that. Today I'm feeling good. I don't know why. I'm just motivated. And if you want to check out some of the stuff that I talked about or that I've blogged about, visit the QR code there. It'll take you to unlockyourbioenergy.godaddysites.com. You can find the links also in the description to make your purchase to the store where you can find the patches. And this here will take you directly to the X39, as will that one there. So, today's workout. Heart rate. I'm going to set the metronome. I'm going to do the 9-minute warm-up. So that's where I'm going to take the armband here. Oh yeah. And I am wearing the X49. So that's where I place it. And I just realized I didn't set this guy up. So I'm just going to momentarily adjust that here before I forget. So you can see the metronome. Come on. apologize for this, largely because I'm not prepared today. And of course it's not going to show. No. Oh, I know why. Forgot to plug it in. There we go. Fixed. There we go. Metronome, as you see on the screen. So I'm going to change this to and dun, 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 dun. That's good. I'm going to set the metronome for I'll do 144, slightly faster today. Meanwhile, see, there's my heart rate sensor. Come on. Good. It's connected. 9 minutes. So, come on. Really? Silly hops. You know, when you want them to work, they don't work. Just like that. And today I'm using the Buddy Lee Rope Master. And let's begin. I wonder if Brian can skip, if he can do double unders. I wonder. Ouch. I was trying to transition to some different movements. Really? My heart rate's staying pretty low today. Interesting. There's a double under crisscross. Trying. So that's me upping the ante. Using my... I don't know what tempo that is. I should actually measure it or tap it. So, at the 6.5 minute mark now, double unders and ouch. Again. My goodness. Timing is way off. So today's first exercise is I'm going to be taking the bands that are attached to the ceiling and then pressing down and across. So essentially crisscrossing the bands, so kind of like doing a dip, but I'm going to cross like this. So down and across. That's the first exercise. Second one is going to be a medial, so a wide angle push-up. So I'm going to hold the perfect push-up handles here, these on swivel, and I'm going to put some 2x4s, or they're kind of like 2x4s but thinner. They're like 1/2 inch thick. These are those old IKEA type planks. They got holes in it. I'm going to put it on the vibration plate and then anchor the push-up, perfect push-up, and push this way, so wide. And the reason being is because I'm going to focus the last part of the movement with the flies at the end. Alright, so that is 2 minutes. And I switched the metronome down back to 60 beats per minute, so 60 seconds essentially. And it will help me keep time as well within doing the reps. So, first one, lower chest. Let's begin. So that's where I got this band here. So I'm going to press down and then like that. So the bands, they kind of squeeze against my neck a little bit, but that's okay. You could turn this into a dip if you wish, like that, to get the lower chest as well, just a different variation. So if this here, so holding it wide down, you can switch to like that, like a dip version. Dips are good for the lower chest as well. So by holding it like this here, the bands are pulling on my palms. They want to pull up towards the ceiling. Now with the added vibration, it creates disturbance in the muscle fiber. And I can feel it because I'm locking my knees, squeezing my glutes. And of course this vibration plate is, my weight is kind of a little bit more forward. Switch this to a dip. Brian, if you're doing dips heavy, try like this. See, it's different. It really makes the muscle respond. Can make a big guy like you humble. Oh my. feel it in the triceps. All right, that felt good. My nose is a little bit runny today, and I think I'm going through a period of detox a little bit. Obviously, the food that I'm eating adds to that process because it accumulates. So I have to figure out what it is that's causing this. And I think I know what it is. I think. Alright, so next is medial. So I'm going to work the other part of the chest fibers. So I'm just going to grab these planks here. So just basically these are, I don't know, 1/2 inch thick. So you could use a 2x4 if you wish. Two 2x4s. Here's the perfect push-up. And I put it on the wide part of the vibration plate. So I'm essentially, just making it wider for me. And it's one thing that Brian can do. Lift your own weight. How much can you survive 3 minutes of this? I know I can't. It certainly humbles me. And it can humble anybody. So, here we go. Oh, I just realized one thing I want to do is raise this a little bit. Raise my feet so it's less of an angle. So similar to how it would be on the ground. I'm going to try this here. See how this works before I start. Oh, that's good. Oops. Alright, so this vibration plate has pre-programmed settings. So I just use the pre-programmed. So the vibration with these perfect push-up handles, I can change the angle a little bit. Squeeze the glutes. Oh yeah. You can increase the intensity by lifting a leg up if you want. So turning it into more of a calisthenics version. Of course this is moving on me, which I don't like, but it's okay. A slow negative. And the vibration just adds another element of surprise for the muscle. Of course, you move too much. You buggers. This is kind of the downfall to this. Okay. A little bit wider. feel the discomfort it's providing. Gosh. Really. I should probably secure this together, tape them up or something. Whew. It's good. It's very good, actually. I like it. Something so simple, but... Alright, next is upper chest. So, that's where I'm going to take the exercise ball that I have here and use that to help with creating probably like a between a 30 and 45 degree angle. So as if I'm sitting on a bench. But today I have, yeah, okay. Let me collect my thoughts here for a moment. This is what I'm looking for. I'm going to take these ankle straps, and I've got a set of bands here. These are the blue ones, blue blood elastics. So this is 13 pounds times 2. And what I'm going to do is I have the slack pulled out. You probably, I don't know if you can see it. If here there's slack. So basically there's one band is split in half like this. How you see, and it's anchored to this side, and then I pull it across and run it through this here like this to take the length out. So I'm doing that on the bottom essentially, and I put one on each side and ran it through to take out the slack, and then I'm going to take the vibration plate, kind of put it where the ball is going to be on the end. My butt's going to be on the other end, and this is going to provide that disruption that I like. And with the bands here attached, I'm going to press them like a regular weight up like this. So a little bit safer than the actual weight itself. Last week I used the dumbbell weights. And I just found that this is a little bit easier way, and I still have tension right here, which is what I want, and it's safe. So here I could feel the tension already, and I can hold it longer and then squeeze the bands together. And you can hold the ankle strap like this, so when you're pressing up with your thumbs, this tip comes from Jeff Cavalier. A lot of people know who he is. Oh wow. Wow, this band hurts. The ankle strap on the hand. So I'm gonna just put it on the thumb instead. Or in the palm. So you can tell how much my hands are moving, probably. they are moving like almost four-dimensional, not just necessarily. So you can tell how this is moving a lot. And I can certainly feel it in the upper chest fibers. If I want to take some of the slack out, I can do that even more by holding the bands at. There we go. Now it's fully stuck. There's no slack. Oh, wow. This is the way to do it, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Whew. Yeah. This is putting some humble pie. Wow. Certainly affected my heart rate monitor. I'm doing the Velcro here. Wow. That was really good. I like it. Having the bands is a little bit more less, how would you say, resistance, or more, because when I'm doing the upper with the regular weights, the vibration is actually moving the weights like this, believe it or not, when I'm pressing it up. So it becomes less, like I said, it's more four-dimensional, which is good. But then if you're going to put in 150 pounds worth of weight, you know, it's, you want the weight coming from a different angle. So that's where the bands play a nicer role in assisting with that. Okay, so next up is flies. So you take the band here, or the vibration plate, and transition it to the center here. And I've got bands here, slightly more to the left, not much. There we go, that's pretty even. Okay, so attach it to the elbow here like this, and that way I get the fibers doing the work. Wrong button. Okay, so here, squeezing now, crisscross the hands if you wish. That way you're getting the elbows on the inside of your torso, activating the final range of those chest fibers. And you want to lock the knees, the hips, and make sure that the vibration travels all the way up to the top. You can hear how my voice is. That's how you know. When you're locking and when you're not locking. See, not locking. It's more pronounced. So you want that energy to travel all the way up the body. And I find myself, when it's uncomfortable, I unlock my knee. Happens just like an instant. It's like, So here you can do, if you grab the hands, you could so this is like a TKE version. Can add a weight as well. Here I've got a 15-pound weight just for gets the shoulders involved, actually, the front deltoid. And when you do that, whoops, sorry. And then you could, through the range of motion, the full range. Certainly works the chest fibers, activating those fibers along the sternum, following the fibers, as Jeff would say. Next is working the triceps, which will be from a stretched position. That's to start with. So, this here is working so one band attached to the top here, one at the bottom. So by having the two anchor points, I want to make sure that I'm focusing on as much as a full contraction as possible. And with this, I'm going to take vibration plate. I'm going to grab the towel today. Just make it slightly a little more comfortable. And with this exercise, I'm going to take the heaviest weight that I got here, which is a 70-pound dumbbell. And yes, I can pick it up. And then I'm going to place my feet against the dumbbell here. And with this here, I'm going to activate the core as well and the glutes. And so, and fully extend the bar, the bands out that way. So, this becomes a more of a complex type of exercise, which I like. So here, I still have resistance on the stretch. So the muscle's being worked right at the stretched position. So here's fully locked and 5% away, and the vibration travels all the way up to the shoulders and into the tricep. So, and by having the weight behind my feet, it helps just with stability, so I don't slide on the vibration plate. It makes locking the glutes and the quads a little easier, and the core. So obviously you can see how when my elbows or my triceps fully stretched, it blocks off the signal or the blood. So I'm hanging in the bottom or the fully stretched position, so I'm spending more time because I want the muscle to be worked at that stretch point. So here, stretched pulley, holding it. Working type 2s now. Bang! From the fully stretched. Oh, wow. Oh. Wow. All right. Next one is I'm going to flip around and work the triceps down to the full extension. So working the second half of the movement. And I'm going to take this weight now the other side. See? 70. So for all those people that say, oh, you don't lift much. Uh-huh. I can lift heavy. Number is just a number. So, this is good. That's what I want. Good. So here I am. Working the latter part, and I can feel it here in a different part of the tricep. Holding it here. So as if I'm doing tricep extensions on my, I'm lying down my stomach. Holding it here. Tension. The burn, really good. You really can't see how much the bands are moving in front of me, but they're moving lots. watch the video on a big screen, you can see the red bands, how much they move. Like this way. Trying to keep my elbows tight. You. The lats are getting involved a little bit. Trying not to engage them too much. But since I did rows yesterday, my row is pretty strong. So to be able to hold the position here to do the extension of the lat or the tricep is pretty strong. All right. That's it for push exercises today. So let's have a look. Today's date stamp. April 14th, 2026. Starting time at 3:56 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Heart rate I hit today, maximum, was only 166. And then you can see how my recovery is after the 2 minutes at the end. So I keep trying to push the pace and the tempo, and to control my breathing as well, because that affects how high my heart rate goes. And so when it's really up, that means my breathing rate's really slow. And then when I start breathing again, my heart rate just recovers really fast. So that's, for me, that's a very strong indicator of how good my VO2 is. And I'm looking for help from somebody or from you, the viewer, to purchase that equipment. Because nobody's purchasing this. Not yet, at least. So I gotta find a way to earn some money, and it's hard to pay the bills. It's getting harder. And nobody wants to hire me because I'm either overqualified or I'm underqualified. This soon-to-be 50-year-old young guy who's doing what I'm doing here to a day-to-day basis. I don't get it. I really don't. And your help would be appreciated. Support me, please. I'm genuinely asking. That's it for today. I'm Gordon, your guy with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Tune in tomorrow for leg day. And Brian, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do the orange bands tomorrow. So I'm going to try a few things too as well. I've got an idea for the orange bands. And I've also got a new idea for pistol squats, which I've seen before. I thought, oh, that's actually a brilliant, clever way of doing it. So I'm going to give it a shot tomorrow to see how many I can do with the vibration plate. So pistol squats on the vibration plate. It's going to be a doozy. And I know that Bulgarians or reverse lunges on the vibration plate, they hurt like crazy. So when you do it slowly, and I can only imagine that the pistol squat is going to hurt even more. So that's for tomorrow. That's kind of the plan, tentative plan. And arms are pumped. You can see. Now, I may not be as strong as Brian, but I do have some muscle. And vibration plate training is good for you. I don't care what anybody says. Like, you can have linear movements, but if you add the vibration, it's another element that your muscle doesn't know. and it will respond. And it does. So tune in tomorrow. We'll see you then. Have a good night. Eat well. Sleep well.